member for Richmond.
Madam Speaker, last week, residents of the Strait area and all Nova Scotians were shocked to learn that the Nova Scotia Court of Appeal overturned Fenwick McIntosh's convictions on 17 charges of indecent assault or gross indecency. Madam Speaker, the Court of Appeal ruled that Mr. McIntosh's rights had been violated because prosecutors took too long to bring him to trial. And my question is, will the Minister of Justice explain to Nova Scotians this breakdown in our justice system?
I recognize the Honourable Minister of Justice.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The question is an interesting one in itself. The matter is very complex. It involves the federal government. It also is a matter that's before the court and that's under appeal, that could potentially be under appeal, and it's being looked at by the Justice Department. I respect the process and will allow it to go its course.
Recognize the honourable member for Richmond on his first supplementary.
Madam Speaker, Mr. McIntosh was first charged in the 1990s. It wasn't until 2007 that he was brought to Canada from India to face these charges. His defense lawyer has said that it took prosecutors over a year to provide full disclosure. It was July 2010, 3 years after Fenwick McIntosh was brought back to Canada before his first trial began. Now, my question is, will the Minister of Justice explain to Mr. McIntosh's victims, their families, and all Nova Scotians what took so long for the Nova Scotia Public Prosecution Service to bring Fenwick McIntosh to trial?
Recognize the Honourable Minister of Justice.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The public prosecutions is an independent arm process within government. As I say, that the matter that they have 60 days in which to review the case. It would be inappropriate for me to take a position one way or the other on the matter. Well, that process. I respect the judicial process, and I would ask that the member across from me respect the process as well.
Recognize the honourable member for Richmond on his final question.
Well, Madam Speaker, with all due respect to the Minister, victims and their families right now feel the process broke down. And they feel that the process has not worked the way it should have worked for the fact that it took so long, and that after a court found Mr. McIntosh guilty, the appeal court has decided to overturn his convictions because it took our justice system too long. Whether it's the federal justice system or the provincial justice system, victims were let down by what happened here. Nova Scotians are left to wonder what went wrong. More importantly, what can we learn from this exact case to ensure that such a situation does not happen again? So my final supplementary is, will the Minister order a full investigation and review into the conditions and events which led to the breakdown of our justice system and allowed the Court of Appeal to overturn Mr. McIntosh's convictions on 17 charges?
Recognize the Honourable Minister of Justice.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I want to assure the families that were affected in this particular case, and all Nova Scotians, that their safety and their concerns are of the utmost importance of this Justice Department and this government. The matter, as I said before, it would be highly unprofessional and inappropriate for me to comment in regards to this matter until the respective processes in law are followed, and I will respect that process and defend it.
Recognize the Honourable